Our latest Hut Game Day cards have provided some interesting potential investments that we're going to break down in this video. This is going to pertain to the +1 overall boost to block shots for the January 27th Game Day cards. But I'm going to give you the ones that I think are going to at least have you break even. Again, there's going to be a risk in all of this, but let's get into it. So before we go over the potential investments, let's take a look at how you actually make these cards. In the All-Star set, you will see the Hut Game Day sets for anyone that's newer to the game, and you will be able to make all 10 of the Game Day cards that are available for the January 27th games. Again, this will happen on Saturday. At the time of this recording, you've got just over 2 days to make these cards. Now, each one will cost you 12 of these Hut 24 collectibles, and in terms of cost per collectible, you're looking for about 3,000 per collectible, which will run you a total of 36,000 coins to build one of these cards. Now, obviously, that is a pretty significant risk in terms of your coins and value of your collection if you are going to trade in cards that you've already got, because you can buy 84s for 6,000 coins. So for them to break even, essentially, they have got to hit about 87 overall, which would mean that they've got to get 3 blocks. So that is going to be our baseline. If they are able to get 4 in a game, they will go from 84 all the way to 88. 88s are going for 70,000 on the market, which is a massive jump, which means that you are effectively doubling your investment if they are able to get at least 4. Anything above that and you're laughing. So let's break down the cards that I think have the biggest potential in terms of returning value. We're going to start with this Tyler Myers. If you started the game around Christmas time, this is an automatic make. I didn't realize it until last night when the Zdeno Chara came out and people started talking about a potential pair of these two cards, that for whatever reason, the Hut content team did not follow the normal speed and acceleration progression when it comes to this Tyler Myers card. What normally happens is when they go from, let's say, 79 overall to 84 overall, they will add +5 to every attribute except speed and acceleration. That goes up by 0.5. So sometimes you will see it tick one above or one below, whatever half is. In this case, they just went up to 88 speed and acceleration, which is nuts on a card that is 6'8", 229. So before he even plays this game, this 84 overall card is more than worth his 36,000 coins, especially to a player that started around Christmas time, because he'll replace almost every non-master set player that you're able to put in your lineup for right-handed defensemen. Now, this season, he hasn't been a particular huge shot blocker. He's averaging actually just under 2 per game this season. However, in his last few games, he's had a couple where he has gotten more than 4. Again, like I said, this card specifically, more than all of the others, even if he just gets 2, the potential if you get this card to get a 5 or a 4 spot is nuts, because he's going to be better than most master set players that are currently available. So, in my opinion, everyone should just take the risk on Tyler Myers. I don't say that very often because I don't like, having people risk. I'm very risk averse when it comes to people in their Hut content because I don't want them to waste their resources. But for 36,000 coins or cards that are in your collection, you're not going to find much more of a solid floor and potential massive boom than this Tyler Myers. So this is where I would start. Next up would be Chris Tanev from the Calgary Flames. He's averaging just under 3 blocks a game. And again, 3 blocks is kind of that sweet spot where you're at least going to break even with the potential to go higher. Now, he's had some massive block shot performances, including a 9-shot block performance about 6 games ago. I don't know if this would be a card that would ever get to the spot where you would use him because his skating is very low. But again, it's in the realm of possibility that he could get 5, shot blocks and get into the high 80s skating. But even then, it's more of just a safety play. Probably the most consistent in terms of blocks right now would be Kaden Hillier. He's rattling off like 3 and 4 shot block performances every game recently. He's getting a ton of ice time for the Canadians. And as the season rolls along, he's just under 3 blocks per game. Again, I don't know if he would ever get to a spot where he'd be usable, because unless they make it random, every overall will not mean a speed or acceleration increase. So effectively, to get up to, let's say, 90 speed and excel, if you want to use him or find him, to be an extremely useful card, he would need like 12 blocks, which is obviously not going to happen. That being said, I think he's got a strong chance to at least return your value if you are looking to invest in the event. A potential sneaky one would be Dylan DeMello. He doesn't have massive performances when it comes to shot blocks. He always usually gets around 1 or 2 a game, but there was a recent Josh Moore Morrissey injury against the Leafs last night. And if he's out, everyone has to move up in terms of just ice time. Not to mention the Jets are playing so well defensively that it wouldn't surprise me if he has a couple games where he maybe steps in front of a couple more shots simply because he's on the ice more. But again, this one is more of a Hail Mary play, but just something to keep in mind. So those would be the ones that I would recommend if you are looking to invest in any of these cards. And just to prove that I put my money where my mouth is, my no money spent team, I just went and made Tyler Myers. So I'm along for the ride as well as everyone else. I just think that this is like a no-brainer in terms of the potential that this card could return massive value. And again, for anyone that has just started out, I think that there's not many cards around that price point that are going to return the same value, even if he doesn't get a shot block. So that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And good luck to all the players that invested in any of these shot blockers.